Yeah, we'll think about the Socratic method. So, pardon my handwriting. So, what is the Socratic method? What exactly is the Socratic method? By the way, when I am asking questions, it's not to test. When you ask me questions, not to test. It's only to get clarified. So, that's what is Socratic method. So, I am starting with the Socratic method to understand the Socratic method. So, some of you must have heard Socratic method. So, your own general idea. We will not go by textbook definitions. I am not going by textbook definitions of rationality. I will not go by textbook definitions of what is written. There are plenty. There is an Oxford Handbook of Rationality, such a big book. They talk about practical reasoning, theoretical reasoning. Even advanced philosophers will not be able to understand and make sense of it. So forget about it. Okay? We are going to discuss from our understanding. So if anyone has said, has understood, so that I can begin, a Socratic method. What exactly is Socratic method? Why this? Why this? Yeah. Huh? Huh? Yeah. I just, yeah. It is just no.
One way, two way.
Two way.
Asking and
Two way.
yes.
Two way of what?
Somebody is speaking, the other person will listen.
Speaking about what?
Anything for that matter.
Anything for that.
Yes.
Okay. Two-way communication. That's it?
It's interactive, questioning, answering, discussing.
Any other?
So this is more of a question. Is this another way of describing empirical science? Is that it? Is empirical science, is that also?
Science itself is empirical for me, unless you differ. Science, the subject science is itself empirical. Is it anything else? Of course, it is rational. But science, but this is not, as of now, unless you make it, it's not connected to Socratic. I'm asking what is a Socratic method? I'm not going to science at all. Science, even I don't think today I will be able to take up science. So I'm just asking, as I said, I'm starting with Socratic method to understand what a Socratic method is. To just get the discussion detail. That's it. Yeah.
Sir, according to me, it's recurrent questioning of concept. You keep on
Of any concept.
of anything.
Recurrent question. So somebody said it, questioning of concepts.
Recurrent in the sense you ask and you get answer, then you ask more questions on the answer, then you get more
Okay.
answers.
It's a recurrent kind of a thing. So, recurrent. With any objective? What is the objective of recurrently questioning?
To sort of find the limit of what we can express or what we can understand. To find the limit of our own understanding.
Why limit? Have a perfect understanding? Or I don't want to use the word limit.
To ascertain before, to ascertain what the one person is saying, to have our own reasoning around it without accepting blindly, not accepting blindly, questioning without accepting what is being
Not
so.
I think there is a deeper perspective here, which is questioning the question itself.
Questioning the question itself.
Where is it coming from? Where is the question coming from?
Origin of a question.
Why? Origin of question. Why is that question being asked? Then deviating from popular belief.
Deviating from
Popular belief.
okay. Then you have to say what's the popular belief for a particular topic, isn't it? I mean, what I'm saying is, if I deviate from a popular belief, whatever be the popular belief, the political, religious, and all this, would that be called a Socratic method?
Because
Yeah, I mean, see, basically the thing is, let me tell you, Socratic method is somewhere I've written. The central point of Socratic method is about question. That's why I said, when I question, it's not that one should take it otherwise whether I'm testing your knowledge or something. So the basic central point about Socratic method is about question. Okay, so whether deviating is part of questioning or questioning is part of deviating. Yeah.
right now, it is widely believed that democracy is the best form of governance.
Fine.
Socrates ended his life
Correct.
questioning.
Correct. So questioning that. So what you are trying to say, if I am right, if I can understand you, is questioning with the intent of deviating. Am I right? I question, but with the intent, I mean the underlying motivation to question is, no, you are not correct, I want to deviate from it. So since I want to deviate, I want you to explain, when I question, you explain that concept, and that's what Socrates did, I think. He was questioning and saying you explain. And then when he explains, you try to find flaw in what exactly is a flaw in that argument, flaw in the explanation.
Deviation is not necessary.
Deviation is not necessary. But you started off with saying that deviation.
I couldn't articulate it better.
Fine, no problem. But you articulate. Okay? So what you are trying to say is questioning the normal belief, accepted belief, received view, or as they call,
Yeah.
whatever is the received view, you are questioning that.
Irrespective of the fact that popular belief is true or not, whether it's true or not.
Okay, whether true or not, you want to question. So the central idea is, question. So since all of you have already said, I have nothing more to say on Socratic method. So if you can, yeah.
Questioning, accepting only after we are convinced.
I am not coming to accepting at all. I am still in question. Whether how to accept or not accept, we will see. That's a big topic indeed. When to accept. And then we'll come into the ideas of what is evidence, what is prediction and all.
Because there should be some basis to question also. It should not be a vague question.
Of course. That's why you have to question. Somebody said questioning the question. I don't know. You said question the question.
The motivation behind it.
So he has already said, yeah. So if the question is vague, where is it coming from? That also has to be questioned.
I question only after I can convince myself that it's valid question. It is
Fine. Accept.
good question. Only in such cases I
Fine. Accept. Anything, anyone else? So you have to. So to summarize, what I am trying to do is, you can say it's a kind of a cooperative, argumentative dialogue. So what I'm saying is, it's a cooperative, argumentative dialogue named after the Greek philosopher Socrates. Socrates, by the way, didn't write any books. It was only through Plato you come to know about Socrates. Fine. So, as Plato points out, what is try everything, whether you take Theaetetus or Republic, Socrates starts questioning in a very simple. What is knowledge? As if, he doesn't know. So somebody says this one, what is knowledge? You will say, innocent. What is knowledge? What is justice? What is morality? What is ethics? First clarify. First clarify that what is justice, this is how. So, not with the intention of testing his knowledge, as I mentioned, but with the intention, very clearly as Plato mentions, is to get a clarification of the topic that is being dealt with. That's what he was talking about.
To get a better conclusion.
To make a better conclusion. Even if you don't make a conclusion, that's also fine. With control is also fine. Okay? You arrive or if you don't arrive also, it is okay. That's what I mean. Right? So, we have a series of probing questions, inquiring into the matter of whatever is under discussion, so that we all jointly understand the topic. The central word here is cooperating. It's not like I have to win the argument, like the lawyers in the court. I mean, it's a wrong notion. It's a wrong notion that lawyers are good in argument. Sorry if there are any lawyers in the crowd, in the audience.
Lawyers?
No, thank God. Good. See, lawyers are not at all good in the argument. I have tried when I was doing philosophy and even now. Nowadays, because the courts have made online arguments and they are in the Supreme Court and all those they have made, I have watched some of the very top lawyers argue, particularly this electoral bond schemes. I was watching this. I was simply amazed at the third-rate arguments which one of the country's top lawyers were giving. So lawyers, they only make an argument not for understanding. They only make an argument to win the case.
They want to exploit loopholes.
Whatever, yes, the law of the loopholes. And therefore, it just reminds me, there was a Hindi movie which came recently, Akshay Khanna was acted on. No, not this one.
Section 375.
Yes, I think. Where, he makes a comment that somebody says, we are in the business of justice. So he replies, if you have seen the movie, he replies, we are not in the business of justice, we are in the business of law. We are in the business of law, they are making a business of law. Okay? So there is no cooperative, argumentative dialogue. But what is our objective? These questions are actually meant to guide us, gain certain deeper understanding of the topic. And this is a dynamic, inquiry-based learning process. What does it do? It encourages to explore ideas, analyze our beliefs. It develops a certain kind of an intellectual rigor by synthesizing what we did now. All this, synthesizing information and ideas. That's what Socratic method is. So, when today's, or whatever the sessions we are talking about, as I said, we will draw upon philosophers. I will talk about Bertrand Russell's some important contribution and all, but it will proceed on, as far as possible on the way we understand things. As far as possible, keep the philosophers away from whatever text. No, I might not have studied, I might not have read it and all. We will try to understand it the way we would like to understand. Just as part of an example we did now, we will try to understand. And little bit of philosophy so that, to gain some literacy about what philosophy is about and what others have said. That's the minimal part. So this should be an open dialogue and participation. So that takes the thing. Yes, sir, please.
Question, very basic thing.
Hmm.
In the Socratic method, we only think these discussions, or if there are any other non-Socratic methods, provide something.
Improvise Socratic. There is no improvisers. I mean, you can improvise on it. And what is there to improvise?
So we always stick to a Socratic method as the one for.
Actually, ideally, any college or even school or this one, if there is a serious pedagogy that has to go, then we need to have, it actually should be a must. But I have not encountered right from whether school days or college days, any teacher teaching under this, except for maybe one or. I mean, in my whole, you might have somebody else may be lucky. Very few there are this way. So, because of course they have their own constraints, syllabus completion and all those things. But ideally, in those days, I don't think Plato or Socrates or Aristotle or even down or Indian this one. See, there was no thing that you have to finish the course in 1 year, you have to get promoted next month. That system was not there. The education system was completely different. So maybe they had a lot of time.
Sorry, not go there. So the Socratic method is one method, okay, and we stick to a dogma or something.
No, this is not a dogma. No, this is not a dogma.
That's non-Socratic.
I don't know about the non-Socratic method. If there is any, you can tell me. I don't know, because I am not a teacher. I am not a teacher in the sense, I am a teacher, but not a pedagogic. Those who are teacher training and all. There could be those who are in teacher training and something like that. This one. But, you know, as a philosopher, and even in pedagogy, Socratic method forms, as far as I know, forms a very important. But because that is how the clarity. See, why do you have education? Why do you want to teach? For clarification. So Socratic method is the method which they use because you keep asking questions and by that clarify. Non-Socratic method, I can say I can come, I do some lecture body and get out. That is non-Socratic body.
Somebody else, some XYZ method.
Yeah, could be there. I am not aware. I am not aware. But for this workshop, we will use this Socratic method. And it is not as if it is some specialized method or something. It is more or less a common sense way of how I should explain. We actually do it every time. Only thing is we call it a Socratic method. We keep doing it all the time. That is what, so idea is, there could be some other pedagogical methods, which I am not. Okay? If anybody is aware, let it tell.
Cooperative argument.
Cooperative argument. What? This is what? You know, this one, the argument is cooperative argument. See, I suppose if I may pick up an argument. Okay? The idea is that I should not win over it. Most of the time, it looks like the argument. That's why I gave the example of goals.
Not adversarial.
Yes. I will beat you. I will somehow try to beat you and hit you and win over the others. That is not the idea. So it should be cooperative endeavor in the sense you say, sir, okay, this is what I feel is justice, etc. Okay, fine, but what about if there is a counter to this? I give an example. Okay, I give an example and say that, see, this we consider as a justice, but it is not getting accommodated within your definition. It is not getting accommodated with his definition. Then you will try to revise the definition perhaps, or ask me, when I am saying, giving a counter example, I am cooperating with you to refine your definition or refine your concept. I am cooperating with you, but not trying to win over it. So that's why I cooperate. Exactly. I am not trying to prove that I am one, as he mentioned in the introduction, that I am superior to you in the argument. So that's how Socrates proceeded. So that's why in his name they are called as Socratic Method. Okay? But But as I said, Karthik has already said that there is a problem. Problem is practical problem. We don't have enough time, isn't it? So sometimes it so happens that adopting the Socratic method, which of course we will adopt, what happens is somebody digresses too, and sometimes the topic digresses, diverts too much away from what is being focused, so that the remaining participants are left out. So at that point of time, I'm not going to say that no, we are not going to discuss, or taking your permission, maybe we will flag it. And at the end of the session, we can discuss it, or maybe in that group, right? So that's the only disadvantage. In those days, what happened, either in Greece or in India and all, I had a whole day. If Sridhar is willing for the whole day to give the room, I am willing. So that's the problem. Constraint of time, practical thing, you know. So now let me get any questions on this, on Socratic method and all.